The auctioneer's voice cut through the dry afternoon like a gunshot, sharp and merciless, and Norah Finch knew that every sound in the town square would stay with her for the rest of her life. The creak of wood beneath her feet, the restless shifting of boots in the dust, the low, hungry murmurs of men deciding her future. She stood on the raised platform with her chin lifted. Though her knees trembled so violently, she feared they might give out at any moment. The sun blazed overhead, unforgiving and bright, baking the earth until the air shimmered. It felt like judgment. 3 days earlier, she had sold everything. Her mother's Bible, soft and worn from years of gentle hands. The quilt her grandmother stitched during the winter when the river froze solid. Even the brass locket with her father's picture inside. She had held that locket the longest before letting it go. But grief did not pay debts. Memories did not stop collectors. And love did not matter to the men who came knocking after her father died. Now she was the last thing left to sell. A ripple of laughter rose from the crowd, and Norah fixed her eyes on a small knot in the wooden beam above their heads. She would not look down. She would not let them see fear. She was 18 years old. And today, her life had a price. 200. Her stomach twisted. 250. The voice was thick with tobacco and cruelty, and she could almost feel it crawling across her skin. She tightened her fingers against her skirt. She had promised herself she would not cry. Her father had raised her to be strong, to face storms and drought and loss without bending. But he had never imagined this. No. Father did. The heat pressed against her skull. Sweat slid down her spine beneath the pale blue cotton dress she had worn for years. It hung loose now. Hunger had stolen the softness from her face. 300. The new voice was quieter, not eager, not greedy, almost reluctant. Before she could stop herself, Norah looked down. At the back of the crowd stood a tall man in a weathered hat. His shoulders were broad, his coat dusty from long roads. His face was lined by hard seasons and quiet endurance. He did not look at her like prey. He looked at her like a problem he had not expected to solve. 350. The tobacco man snapped, stepping forward, flashing broken teeth. The tall stranger's jaw hardened. 400. The world went silent. Even the wind seemed to stop. $400 could buy land, horses, a future. The auctioneer's grin widened. 400 going once. No one spoke. Going twice. The tobacco man spat into the dirt. Sold. The hammer struck. Norah's legs nearly failed, but she clutched the railing. Mr. Calhoun. The name moved through the crowd like a whispering storm. The largest ranch in the territory. A widower, 2 young children. A man who spoke little and worked harder than anyone. Why he had paid so much for a stranger, no one knew. Norah descended the platform on shaking legs. The crowd parted, but their eyes clung to her. He waited beside a wagon drawn by powerful horses. Up close, she saw the gray in his dark hair and the scars across his hands. He smelled of leather, sweat, and sun. Can you cook? He asked. Yes. Sir, so, clean? Yes, sir. A single nod. Get in. We're losing daylight. And just like that, her old life disappeared behind her. The journey north felt endless. The town faded into dust. The land stretched wide and lonely. After a long silence, he spoke. I have twins. 6 years old. She glanced at him. Their mother died 2 years ago. Fever. His voice held no emotion, but grief lived in the silence. Between words, I've hired help before. None stayed. Why? She asked. They couldn't handle Lizzie and Sam. Her heart sank. Difficult children. That explained the price. I'll try, she said quietly. That's enough. The ranch appeared at sunset, golden light spilling across barns, fences, and grazing horses. It was strong and worn, like the man who owned it. 2 small figures ran from the house, freckled, thin, suspicious. This is Miss Finch, he said. Sam crossed his arms. The last one cried. The one before that said we were demons, Lizzie added sweetly. Norah crouched. Cry sometimes, she said. But never because of children. They studied her. Do you know stories? Yes. Can you shoot? I can learn. Something changed in their eyes. The first weeks were war. Shoes hidden. Salt and sugar. Chickens released at dusk, but Norah did not break. She braided Lizzie's hair each morning, telling stories of brave girls who saved kingdoms. She taught Sam to bake, to measure, to laugh. She listened. And slowly, the walls fell. Then came the fever. Lizzie burned first. Sam soon after. Daniel found Norah between their beds. Her hands steady, though her heart pounded. They're strong, she told him. His voice shook. Their mother. They are not her, she said firmly. They will fight. They worked through the night together. By dawn, the fever broke. Daniel caught her before she collapsed. I trust you, he whispered, and everything changed. Winter came hard. Snow buried the world. The twins laughed. Daniel stood beside Norah. They're happy. We all are. He turned to her. You are not property. What am I? His hand touched her cheek. The woman who saved my children. The woman who saved me. His voice broke. The woman I love. Her breath caught. I love you too. Their kiss was soft and certain, interrupted by cheering children. They married 6 weeks. Later. In the small church. With laughter. With tears. That night, beneath endless stars, Daniel asked, Are you happy? Norah thought of the girl on the auction block. Yes, she whispered. I'm home. Inside, 2 children slept safely. Outside, the frontier stretched wide and wild. But for the first time, Norah Finch was not something bought. She was chosen. She was loved. And this time no one would ever take that away.